Hello everybody, my name's Drax and welcome to my tutorial on Permissions X, and today we're going to be covering how to set up and run multiple ranks. To get ourselves started, let's have a look at what multiple ranks are. Multiple ranks are the usage of prefixes and suffixes. In this case here, what actually happens is we have two ranks set up. So you'll notice on the left hand side we've got G's on both sides there, and on the right hand side we've got other ranks labelled. So they all vary as such. So one's a prefix, which means it comes before, and one's a suffix, which means it comes after. So as seen here, broken down, you've got the first rank as the prefix, second rank as the suffix, followed by the player name and the message, and repeated across the bottom there, just to give you an example. So what I'm going to do is assume that you've got the type of setup I'm going to be talking about and the following prerequisites. So to start off with, that you're running either Minecraft Spigot or Bucket Server, that you've got the Permissions X plugin already installed, you might already be using it and have various ranks already set up, and finally that you've got a Chat Manager plugin. Throughout this tutorial I'll be referring to the Towny plugin, so Towny Chat. Right, let's start off. How do we configure this? First of all then, go to permissions.yaml. Open that up and go to, and let's compare it to what rank you should have there, or similar type of rank already. So in this case, a builder rank. You'll have the permissions set already. In this case here, we've got modify world and whatever else follows. You'll then of course have your usual bits and pieces here, your ranks, maybe a rank ladder as well. And in this case we're looking at the prefix. In this case here we've called it builder. Now just to give you an example of how I've got it set up on my own server. So just another example of another permission there. So the townychat.general. We've got a rank here because ranks range from 1000 towards the lower end. So visitors, new people would start off with a high rank, going down to 1, which would probably be yourself as a server admin. You've got rank ladders. In my case here we have a lot of clans, so therefore we've got different rank ladders, so different clans can actually promote different people. And then there's a prefix all jazzed up with a bit more colour surrounding it. Moving over to suffixes, in this case here I want to be able to tell when someone's donated, so therefore I've set up an iron donator rank. I've got an iron, a gold and so on and so forth. Permissions, we obviously want to give them something a little bit extra. As you've noticed, I've given them something different because we don't need to replicate these permissions here. All we need is new ones because we're adding this permission. So we're adding this rank with these permissions. So rank wise it's a higher rank, and that's reflected in the rank number in comparison. So 982 rank wise is a higher number, but this one here, by having a lower number, is a higher priority. And as said, we've got it as a suffix here. So down here, the prefix there will show as Explorer when they're a builder rank, and if they have this as a suffix, the Iron Donator rank, it'll come up with a D. We also need to configure Towny. This is one part of the configuration here. The other part is the config.yaml itself, but that is just quickly changing one setting in there to get it to work, and it's very self-explanatory. And if anything, this is more to give you an idea of what to do in other chat management setups. So in this case for Towny, we go to the chat config.yaml. First of all in there we need to go to the modified chat and set it to true so that it will actually refer to PEX. So we then have a look in here, we see that we've got a perm prefix and a perm suffix. This is how it refers to PEX of what we've set up for our ranks. So looking at the global at the top, so for global chat here, it will go through, it will put in these colours and configs from Towny. At the moment we're not really bothered about that. As long as we have in perm prefix and perm suffix, that will mean that they will both be in there. And as long as it's in this format, that should then work. We're going to ignore the town and nation chat if you want to put them in there when people are chatting, then that's fine, put them in there. In my case, I've skipped them and I've moved on to the default chat. I've also put in the perm prefix and the perm suffix. Suffix. And of course, as you can see from how it's set up, it then has the player name and the message colour followed by the message afterwards. So as long as it's just before that, as long as it's before the player name and the message colour and the message, that should be fine. We're now going to have a look at a video here. So as you can see, I typed in test in there. Meanwhile, in the background on the Minecraft server console, I've typed in PEX user Drax group add gold donator. So what you're now going to see is, there we go, you can now see that that's changed to gold. What's going on now in the background is in the console, I'm typing in PEX user, the player name Drax, and the group add iron donator rank. And you'll see it's come up as silver down the bottom there. Now what's happening is down the bottom, this is how you type it into the actual console of Minecraft rather than the server console. So yet again, PEX user Drax group add iron donator, and you can see it's added it to my UID. You can also see I've changed rank back to admin on there, so you can see that it does work across different ranks. As proof of the pudding, always do group add, don't do group set. If you do group set, it will remove other groups. As you've just seen down there, I've also done gold donator too. So theoretically, in the background now, if you go back to your PEX and load up your config, you should see that in the case of what I've set up there, I'll have the server admin group, I'll have the iron donator and the gold donator listed. Let's have a look at a checklist of what you should go through while carrying out this process. So first of all, you want to install a chat manager plugin. As we've gone through, we've gone for Towny. Configure it as appropriate. As mentioned previously, you need to configure the config.yaml and the chat config.yaml too. Next, you need to configure any new ranks which you are creating and put in a suffix for them. Once you've done this, check your permissions through YAML parser just to ensure it's all done correctly and not going to cause you any errors at all. Following that, restart your server or reload PEX and your chat manager, just to ensure that all the changes you have made have actually passed through and are loaded up into the server. And that's it. Permissions X tutorial on multiple ranks. Thank you very much for watching and catch you next time.